watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Saturday. I sure hope you have enjoyed the snowfall that has been upon us over the past couple of days. I'm Kimberly Perot, and welcome to Good Morning Vail. In this first hour, we had a conversation with Dang Sweets, Anahata Yoga, and Ty Stockton of the Stockton Group about two gorgeous properties in Vail. So take a look, stay tuned, enjoy that cup of coffee. Hour one starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Tis the season of love, but is also ski season, and it is time to really train and condition your body and your mind and your soul. I had a conversation with Chelsea Winters, the founder and owner of Anahata Yoga, about all of the workshops they have coming up this week and beyond, and the ladies surf and yoga retreat that she has planned. It sounds luxurious, so let's take a look at that conversation.
Good morning, Vail.
Very excited about our next guest here on the couch, and very much needed as we are in the height of the winter season. Joining me today is the founder of Anahata Yoga, Chelsea Winters. How are you, Chelsea?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Great to have you here. Loving your earrings, loving the outfit, and your just energy is very zen and excited today. So tell me, you've got lots coming up. Anahata Yoga. We're in the thick of the winter season, which means probably lots of visitors, a lot of people trying to stretch out those bones from rough days on the slopes.
Yeah, we've been busy, but things are good, and we have a ton of workshops coming up, especially for Valentine's Day, and then we have some upcoming yoga retreats as well.
Amazing. So workshops, let's start with the upcoming. So what is happening? Valentine's Day, love is in the air. Yes. We love ourselves, we love our friends, our family, and our lovers.
Yeah, absolutely. So Anahata, it's the energy center of the heart. So we have lots going on for Valentine's Day. This Friday, we have a cacao ceremony, sound healing. On Valentine's Day itself, we have a meditation workshop. That's actually with Jen Harris. And then the following Friday, myself and Mandy Collier, she's a local acupuncturist and energy worker, will do acupuncture sound healing, really tapping into heart energy. It's always really feel good.
That's great. So what is the cacao ceremony? Tell me about that.
So the cacao I actually get from Guatemala, which is where my November retreat is. I have it shipped in. It's really beautiful. It's sourced locally, small batches. And it's heart opening. So we drink it, it's a ceremonial, it's been used for centuries, and it's just really beautiful to open the heart.
That's great. And you know,
and it's chocolate. So
yeah,
it tastes good.
I love chocolate. That's so great. And then you've got a few more as well. So tell me a little bit about what's happening on Valentine's Day itself. Is it a great date, or just to come and just
it could be, or you could go solo. That's Jen Harris. She's a guest teacher of ours, and it's a meditation workshop, and it'll be guided. So even if you've never meditated before, it would be a perfect opportunity to do it. Or if you're a meditator and your significant other is not, it would be a nice way to kind of step your toes in.
And to intro them to that world.
Absolutely.
That's great. And then you're doing another workshop after Valentine's Day.
Yes, and then that's acupuncture and sound healing. So that's the collaboration with Mandy Collier. We do a lot of really unique offerings. Everyone's a little bit different. This one's tuned into the heart, so we'll be working a lot with energy work. We'll be doing some Reiki energy healing. We have tuning forks, lots of instruments, and then actually receiving acupuncture as a group. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain a little bit further about what energy work is?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working with the subtle energy. So it's the energy that you can't see. So again, even Anahata, that word, it's the chakra or the energy center of the heart. We have many energy centers in our body, and really in all of this, in yoga and what we do in the studio, on retreat, and if you're out in the woods, even just taking a hike, it's working with that energy, trying to bring you into a more parasympathetic state.
Great, I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you do, not outside of the studio, you do so much more, and we are at the end of ski season. This sounds like an incredible way to unwind from the hustle and bustle of the winter, which most people don't hustle and bustle in the winter, but we do here in the Valley.
Yeah, we do.
So you've got an incredible women's retreat coming up at the first week of April.
Absolutely.
Tell me the details.
So we'll be in Costa Rica, in Playa Grande, which is a tiny little town. We're an hour and a half from the Liberia airport, so not too far, but 20 minutes north of Tamarindo. That's a town more people know of.
Okay.
Beautiful beach, really quiet energy, surf vibe. So it is surf and yoga. You don't have to know how to surf. You don't even have to get on a surfboard the entire time if you don't want to.
Okay.
But we do have that option, and it's really all levels and just a beautiful experience.
So it's a full week long from April 6th to the 13th. And this is a women's only retreat?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And how many women are going? Tell me the details there.
So every retreat varies. It's always somewhere from like 10 to even sometimes 25.
Okay.
Women can sign up solo, or it's really nice if they come with a friend. Often they'll sign up solo for their first one, and then they'll end up coming on 1 or even 2 a year.
Oh, wow.
So they could come and not know anyone, or maybe just know me, and then they leave with a whole group of friends.
That's great. And so you get to do yoga, you get to surf. Are there like classes every day, or what is the structure like?
Yeah, so we like to have a quiet morning. We do some sort of yoga practice, a little bit more vigorous. I call it solo flow. So we're moving our bodies vinyasa based in the morning. Breakfast, all of the meals are included, but then we have breakfast. Depending on the day, you have free time, you have lunch, and then it might be completely open until our afternoon session. Afternoon will be a little more mellow and chill. It's often ceremony-based. Mandy is actually coming on this one with me as well. So we'll be doing acupuncture workshops included. And then throughout the day, we'll do, it depends on the day, maybe an excursion with the group. Maybe you want a spa treatment. You want a private session with myself or Mandy. So you can fill your day completely, or you can just relax, grab a surfboard, take a private lesson, and then, all the meals.
It's a choose your own adventure.
Exactly, yeah.
As rigorous or as relaxing as you want it to be.
Exactly.
Now, in regard to the surfing, so is that included or is that like a completely separate
It's separate.
cost?
It's separate, but it's quite affordable. You can do a private one-on-one lesson. If there's a few that want to do a little private group lesson, we can do that. Or if you're a little more experienced and you just want to rent a board for a day or the whole week, you can do that too.
That's great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm
Awesome.
excited.
And what a perfect place to go just to wind down, because it's right at the end of ski season. It's perfect. So in regard to this retreat in April, can you still sign up? Tell me about the cost. Is it refundable? How does it go?
We do still have a few spaces. So if you're a little bit more of a last minute traveler, we can fit you in. We still do have single and double occupancy, and that starts at about $2,500 for the week. That's all inclusive. So all you have to do is book your flight there, which I can give guidance on what you need.
Great.
And then we'll organize your shuttle. We'll get you there. Again, all your meals are included. A few additional things are a la carte if you want, again, spa treatments and things like that. But really, everything's included once you get there, and we'll take care of it.
That's great. So a couple more spots left, single and double occupancy rooms left.
Yep.
That's wonderful. And it's just a group of women to support and encourage each other and relax and unwind at the same time. I love that. And then you mentioned you have another retreat coming up in November. Is that right?
Yeah. So that one's actually pretty close to selling out. That one I only have 2 rooms left for.
Oh, wow.
That's the first week of November. Very similar kind of experience and vibe where it is all women. Different where we're on Lago Atitlan, so we're not on the ocean, we're on another body of water, beautiful lake, and we're looking actually at 3 active volcanoes.
Oh, wow.
Lots of culture for that trip. The food is amazing. We always give back on each of the retreats. So like in Costa Rica, we'll go to a local school, bring school supplies, meet with the kids, probably read a book to them. For Guatemala, we'll do a little bit more with adults where they have a vocational program there that will help support. But just a really beautiful experience.
That's wonderful. Now, how do you select the location for these retreats?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time and intuition and researching and vetting and back and forth with the owners of the retreats. And I do a lot of time, spend a lot of time researching, and then you just know. The Guatemala one we've been to before, so I'm really excited to go back.
That's great, and you just start to foster and build those relationships. And what an incredible curated experience you provide to people. So
thank you.
I love that. I love your inspiration behind it. So where can we go to, 1, sign up for all of the workshops coming up, and then 2, find out more information about the retreats?
You could just go to our website. We use MindBody for our classes, the MindBody app, but otherwise anahatayogaco.com, or just give me a call.
Great. And so you can get onto MindBody to take all of these classes for Valentine's Day and all the special workshops.
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, Chelsea, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Always, your energy is so great. I'm just sitting here.
Good
I'm
to see
feeling
you.
so relaxed on the couch now, and I need to get in there and come try a class out. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Chelsea Winters, wonderful human, great place to be. Go check out the retreats, and if not, at least go take a class at Anahata Yoga. But we've got more on our show right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
It's always so interesting to be sitting on the couch with Ty Stockton of the Stockton Group and Compass about the gorgeous properties that they have. Specifically, we talked about a beautiful house in Vail Village as well as a condo overlooking Gore Creek. Let's take a look at that conversation, and if you're interested, you better get on the ball because these properties won't be on the market for long.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, our valley is so gorgeous because of the nature, but it's idyllic because of all of the real estate that's here. And joining me on the couch today, the man does not need any introduction, but he is the #1 real estate mogul here in the valley, Ty Stockton. How are you, Ty?
I'm doing great. It's good to be here. You
Great.
know, it's always fun to come in and chat a little bit about what's going on in the valley before we get on air, and then talk about some great homes.
It's true. It's true. And you have such gorgeous properties, and you're just a wealth of knowledge in regard to the industry here, to what's available, and just the details of all of these beautiful properties. So we've got 2 we're talking about today. So where do you want to start?
You know, we're going to talk about 392 Beaver Dam Circle and then Edelweiss 406. But before we jump into that, I want to just make sure everybody knows that's listening that we're talking about Vail Village specific properties, and I wanted to keep it tight-knit to those because there's something interesting happening in Vail Village right now.
Oh, well,
Historic
okay.
low inventory.
Really?
Things that are listed are not staying on the market very long, and we just have more buyers than sellers. People are stingy about wanting to sell their properties, you know? So that's an interesting place to be right now when, you know, there's mixed messages out there across the country about, you know, what, excuse me, interest rates are doing to properties and maybe things slowing down. And any slowdown we're seeing in our market here is inventory driven. We have buyers on the sidelines that are looking for things. So that's a pretty good segue to start talking about 392 Beaver Dam Circle, because that's a brand new listing for us. It's a 5-bedroom home, and you can walk right into town, easy walk to skiing. And you know, I love, we've got some images coming up. Now this is a kind of a timeless, more traditional home, which we're seeing a movement back to that a little bit away from the mountain modern. I think people want more warmth, you know, nice hardwood floors and stone fireplaces and rich warm wood and outdoor spaces. And this particular home I just love because it's nestled in the mature trees, and you can see here you have these gorgeous doors that open, you know, when the weather's outside, so that gives you additional seating or outdoor dining in the summer. You know, we don't have bugs and humidity, so people just love being out there. And the fire pit and the vaulted ceilings in there, the antler chandeliers, you know, just, you feel like you're in the mountains, don't you? When you look at these images, you're like, I'm there. And to have 5 bedrooms so the family can spread out. There's a little brook, which you see here, that flows through the property. So in the summertime, you have this warmth in your home, and you can hear the water just trickling by. You know, you just want to nestle in there and do that. And yet in the wintertime, it transforms to this amazing ski chalet that people are just absolutely enamored with.
It's gorgeous. You know, it's got some modern feature, but it's mostly that classic warm feeling. And I think, just as you mentioned, you can have modern anywhere else in the U.S. or in the world, really. But to have a specific, like, classic mountain-themed home, it just transports you to a place that we all love, our magical bubble here in the Valley.
Yeah, and, you know, not to be overlooked, in this neighborhood, it has a rare 3-car garage. And why is that important? Because, you know, we have all sorts of toys here. You know, we've got, you know, our bikes and our, you know, kayaks and, you know, all those toys that we need. And people are always asking me for that additional space. And having that 3rd garage bay plus this big, generous sized auto court, it's perfect for inviting guests over and just really enjoying and sharing this home with your friends and loved ones. So
it's gorgeous, those high vaulted ceilings and the big windows. So when it is wintertime, you don't feel like it's dark and cold. It feels warm and inviting and just beautiful.
Yeah, and we hear people saying, I don't necessarily want 10,000 square feet of home. And this one's really nice because it's just under 4,600 square feet, so it's very manageable. And for the current owners, they spend about half the year here, and they say it's just a really nice size home where when they fill up the house, everybody's around. And, you know, here in the Valley, people, there's so much to do, and it creates all these opportunities to get together and socialize and talk about your day or what's going on in a very relaxed manner. And this house really brings everybody together in a really cozy, comfortable way.
That's true, and you want space because we have all of the toys, and you want to be able to relax and unwind once you've finished all of your activities, but at the same time, you want community as well, and that's a great space for it.
Yeah, and the great room, which we saw with the vaulted ceilings, it's lends itself nicely to bring a lot of people together to dine and you know, share a cocktail or just a story about what's going on in their lives, or what an amazing ski day they had today, or golf, or, you know, any of the activities that the Valley offers.
That's true.
It's really fun. And then let's talk about Edelweiss.
I'm excited to hear about that one. I love this property.
Yeah, what strikes me about Edelweiss is the location. So it's location on Bishop Park, which those that know Vail, they feel like for the condo environment, that is the key place to be.
Okay.
You know, it's cozy. There's a little, you know, circular drive through there, and there's a little park in the middle. And you can see from the exterior photos here, it's in a Bavarian inspired condominium project that's relatively small compared to some of the big projects like Four Seasons and Ritz and Solaris. So they have a nice little cozy lobby area, but this particular residence is the one to grab in Edelweiss because it's the top floor residence. You can see here, that view's looking at the Gore Range. So you look right up Gore Creek,
Stunning,
over the International Bridge, and you see the Gore Range view there. And it's just such a charming place. You know, when I first walked in, I said it sort of harkened back to those earlier days in Vail, where a lot of the pioneers here were from Europe. So a lot of the architectural style was more Bavarian, if you will. And so this has that. And yet, if somebody wants to do a refresh on it, it's there. It has a lofted area above the kitchen, plus 2 bedrooms and actually 3 bathrooms in there. It's got its own laundry area. So while it's not an overly big place, again, it's perfect. You know, I think I told you before we went on air, I want this one. It's one of those you go, it's such a rare gem, and it's only going to be on the market for a short while. It has an outdoor balcony, which is west facing, so you can enjoy afternoon sun, even as we approach spring skiing now, where we get those afternoon warm days. You can sit out there and have a drink, or, you know, some hors d'oeuvres, and just enjoy where you are, because you're going to hear the sound of Gore Creek, which is just right outside your window.
Oh, it's so magical. Who needs music when you've got the sound of the creek?
You know, when you walk into Edelweiss 406, you just feel like this is something that's special.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, are you in Vail or are you in the Swiss Alps? Who knows? Either way, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and you could go for one of the big box properties, which are amazing, and we sell a lot of those, but a lot of people want something that's a little more understated. They don't need a lot of the services that some of the other ones offer, and they pull right in to the covered garage. And this particular residence, which is really rare also, offers not one but two parking spaces.
Wow.
And they're very coveted, because a recent founder's space just sold for over $500,000 for
just
the opportunity
space.
to just park your car in a cold garage. You know, so this has two parking spaces, which is very rare for a 2-bedroom condo in Vail Village. And you take your elevator right up to the 4th floor, so it's really easy living. I like to say you measure your success and location by how many steps you are to Sweet Basil, which is one of my favorite restaurants. And
It's true.
you walk right down, and within less than 2 minutes, you're sitting at your table in Sweet Basil or any of the other fine dining restaurants we have in town. And yet when you go through to get to Bishop Park and Edelweiss, you have no idea that the hustle and bustle of Vail Village is right outside your door. I just love this property, and I want people to pay attention, because even if you're not in the market and you're just curious, you know, call the number on the bottom of the screen, 970-471-2557, or look for those Compass Real Estate Stockton Group open house signs. We're going to be doing open houses there consistently throughout the weeks and then the spring, because we want to make it easy for people to walk right in and just fall in love with it and buy it.
It's true, and you have an inside edge to all of the properties that may not be officially listed on the market, but just good to keep your eyes and ears open for gorgeous properties like this one.
Yeah, I mean, as you started out in the interview today, you know, I've been at it for a while now, and I've really made a career out of, you know, Vail Valley real estate, particularly Vail Village. And, you know, if you're thinking about maybe that next step, but you're not quite ready to step out and chase one of these gorgeous properties we have, you know, give us a call. We love talking to you. We love educating people. And a lot of times we hear what their wants and needs are. And I say, you know, I've got somebody that's thinking about selling their property, and maybe we can pair the two of you up, and, you know, we all live happily ever after in the Vail Valley here. It's a lot of fun. I get to do that and help people realize their dream of Vail Valley real estate home ownership, and I consider myself very lucky to be able to do that.
Oh, that's wonderful, and congratulations to you and your team. #1 for the 6th year in a row for 2023. Very exciting stuff, and there is a reason for that, because of your knowledge and your relationship building. So,
well, it's very humbling, but we work extremely hard at it, and we thank all of our clients for, you know, trusting us to go out there and find them their perfect home, or when they're done and they have a life change, you know, that they trust us to sell their home, and do a great job doing that. So thank you for that acknowledgement, and thank everybody out there for trusting us. So.
Awesome. Well, Ty, we love having you on the couch. Great to see those gorgeous properties you have available. And one more time, where can people go to get in touch with you or your team?
Sure. So tsgvail.com is our website. There's tons of great options in real estate there. My phone number, which I always have my phone, is 970-471-2557. You see it up on the screen now. Edelweiss406.com. You can go look there. 392 BeaverDamCircle.com. You can look there. So, you know, we try to make it easy for people, and we're always here to help serve. So
awesome. Well, Ty, great to see you. Exciting to be here on the couch at the start of the 2024 year. Can't wait to see what you do here in the Valley this year.
Great. My pleasure. Thank
awesome. You. Now, stay tuned. We are coming up on the close of this Tuesday morning edition. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
I am so excited. I'm Kimberly Perot here, and I am standing here with Tyler Moore of Eyepieces of Vail. How are you, Tyler?
I'm doing great. What about yourself, Kimberly?
You know, I'm loving being out here. I'm loving standing in the middle of all of your goggles. We're here at the famous Goggle Bar.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. We are at the Goggle Bar, and it is such a cool concept and store. We love this store. It's so unique in its appearance and how we can help service you with any of your optical needs. It's not just goggles. We have glasses, sunglasses, prescription, really, you name it, we're able to help you out here.
That's amazing. So we're at the Bridge Street location. So you've got the Goggle Bar here, and we've got quite an array of goggle selection. What do we have in front of us today?
Today, I thought we'd kind of focus on one of our favorite brands, Smith Optics. Definitely kind of like the leader in ski sport optics for sure. So I pulled a few of their models here, a great helmet. Yeah, who doesn't love a good set of goggles?
Absolutely. I'm a Smith girl. I don't mean to plug that, but you may have to convince me otherwise because the impressive array behind us is great. But fun story. I was on the mountain one day. It was super white out, couldn't see it. So I went straight down to the bottom of the slopes and walked in and said I need a pair of goggles, and they gave me a pair of Smiths. Yep. So tell me about them. What do we have here?
We'll start over here on my right here. This is their flagship model. It's called the 4D Mag, and this is a really cool goggle with a lot of interesting tech. Namely, the lens here is going to be the kind of shining star. But you can see here it kind of goes from flat to curved, and this unique toric lens shape allows you to have a lot bigger field of vision without the goggle itself having to be massive. So this is a really cool way to kind of combat how do we keep a goggle that fits a lot of faces, but also has the field of vision of a bigger goggle. And on top of that too, it's one of the easiest to swap out. 1, 2 switches right here, pops right off. Comes with a second lens for those cloudier days. You can pop it right back on, lock it down, and you're on your way.
Looks amazing. I know, I love it. So I have a question about this technology in specific. Is this a new shape for this season, for the latest model, or tell me more about it?
It's been around for a couple seasons now, but it works, and it's kind of hard to see, so I would recommend you come in to actually try it on because the difference is quite outstanding. You're not going to, if you feel claustrophobic like a lot of people do in goggles, this is a great one that kind of gives you that feeling of like no frame around your face, free vision. It really does work.
Amazing. And so we've got some helmets here as well. So tell me a little bit about the helmets.
Cool. Yeah, right here we also have their top line model, Nexus. This was released last year. It features a few interesting technologies. Number one, what we always want to see is at least this yellow dot here called MIPS, or a MIPS equivalent. This is better for your brain if you fall down, which happens a lot in skiing.
It does. Can you tell me, what does MIPS stand for? So when someone goes in, they know exactly what they're talking about.
Oh, man. Yeah. So it's a multiple direction impact protection system. So it's quite the mouthful. But pretty much what it is, it's a liner that rotates independently in the helmet that reduces rotational violence of a crash. Because, we don't just crash straight down. We're typically crashing at speed with glancing blows. So this is supposed to keep your brain in a more forward position and not shaking around in your head as much, which, as we know, is what kind of causes concussions.
Absolutely. Well, helmets are important regardless of your skill level.
Exactly. Yeah. Always wear a helmet, please. Even if you're confident in your ability, you shouldn't be confident in other people's ability.
That's exactly right. It's like defensive driving.
Defensive driving. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so this is great. So this is also a Smith helmet, and so talk to me about like the pairing. So how do you pair the goggle with the helmet, and like what do you recommend?
For sure. I recommend what fits your face and your head the best. Mixing and matching, we can do a lot, and the industry has become a lot more standardized in its shapes. But in essence, for Smith, they are designed to work perfectly together. The shape of the brim of the helmet and the shape of the top of the goggle are made to actually give you a nice fit to kind of keep the top of this goggle protected from snow and stuff that would block its ability to vent. Smith on Smith is great, but don't be afraid to kind of mix and match a little. We can find the perfect fit for you.
You've got to show off your steez.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a variety of Smith goggles here. Tell me a little bit about some of these others.
Yeah, the others, this is going to be their famous IO mag line. So this is easy interchangeability as well. Everything that we carry in Smith comes with 2 lenses, which we find it's just great. You can look at the weather, see what you're doing, and choose a lens and go from there. But it's easy nowadays. Long gone are like jamming the lens into the frame. There's a little switch right back here, then it just pops right off.
I'm loving this new technology.
It's so easy.
Gone are the days of shoving your lens into a rubber outside.
Yeah, it was always tough. People's thumbs hurt. Dad was always upset when he had to do all 4 kids in the morning. Now the kids can do it themselves.
That's great, and they probably love doing that as well.
Exactly.
So Eyepieces of Vail, you're so unique here in what you do. You've got not only a wide array of goggle selection, but you also can fit people with prescriptions for their goggles specifically. Tell me a little more about that.
We can. So we specialize in prescription, prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, but also one that you don't see a lot of is prescription goggles. This nifty little thing right here is a godsend for a lot of people. It fits in pretty much any goggle, not just Smith, anything on the back of the wall, we can fit this in, and it just clips in to your goggle like such. It's super easy, simple. We do this with an anti-fog coating too. That's probably the number one thing that people with glasses, when they're putting their goggles over their glasses, deal with. This helps mitigate, that from happening as much. So, great option for those that need to see while you ski.
Yeah, and it really gives a curated fit into the goggle versus your glasses where you've got two different angles and shapes on your face.
Correct. It's a lot more comfortable.
Yep.
It performs better, but also it's a lot safer. You don't have to risk falling and breaking your glasses. I have seen people get cut up from when their glasses break. It's a real risk that you're taking when you do that.
And safety is key, especially on the mountain, and you want to look good while you're doing it.
Exactly. We're going to help you perform your best, look your best, be your best.
So if we want to pursue this prescription option within our goggles, how do we do that? You've got a doctor here on site, so tell me all about that.
Correct, yeah. So we do have Dr. G, who's really great to work with. He comes in every Tuesday, Thursdays, both to the Edwards location and our Village Center location here in Vail Village across from Solaris. So he starts in Edwards in the morning and then comes to Vail around 3 o'clock. Appointments typically take about 30 minutes. So you can just give us a call, check availability, and we're happy to book you and get your eyes checked. And some of these we can even have done same day depending on your prescription.
So it's not just for goggle prescription. You can do a true eye doctor appointment.
Correct. Yeah. And that's if you need glasses, prescription sunglasses, goggles, anything. That'll get you set up, and we'll check your eye health to make sure everything's going well for you, and then send you on your way.
Well, I'll be booking an appointment, that's for sure. So talk to me about operating hours. So you mentioned when he's here. So what are your typical operating hours from a store perspective?
Correct. Yeah, we have 8 locations total, 6 here in Vail Village. And at the moment, pretty much most all of them are running 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Up here at Bridge Street, we start a little earlier because the gondola starts at 8:30. So that's right when we get here too. And then, so we have a lot of convenient locations. Obviously, Bridge Street here, right at the base of Gondola 1, closest retail location. Village Center, across from Solaris, which is where the doctor's office is. At Sonnenalp, we have our Eyepieces Sport concept, which is a great little boutique to go into. Lion's Head, if you find yourself over in Lion's Head Village. Beaver Creek, even if you're up over there skiing in Beaver Creek. And then down in Edwards as well. And then if you find yourself over in Roaring Fork Valley, you can find us at Willits next to Whole Foods and at the base of Snowmass at the Viceroy Hotel.
So you really cover the entire Vail Valley, which is wonderful.
Yep.
No excuses. You need to upgrade your goggles this season for sure.
Yeah.
So head over to Eyepieces Vail. Well, thank you so much for talking and telling us everything, Tyler. Are there anything else that we should know if we're coming in to look for the right frame or goggle for our faces?
Just know that we're happy to help you out however we can. Even if you're just having a little troubleshooting and you're not going to buy anything, we're just happy to be here and offer any service that we can.
It's great. Well, they offer white glove service here at the Goggle Bar. Make sure that you head over to Eyepieces of Vail. You'll get to chat with Tyler and everyone else here in the store. So lots of exciting things happening. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This weekend, we have a guided snowshoe tour Saturday, February 10th at the Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain at 10:30 a.m. This is a free guided snowshoe tour with a naturalist where you take an educational tour through the forest atop Vail Mountain. Learn about winter ecology and wild animals and be prepared for snow. Check out walkingmountains.org for more info on this event and many others. We also have the Meadow Mountain Skimo Race Saturday morning at Meadow Mountain in Minturn. You can learn more at vailrec.com. Also on Saturday morning is the 2024 Stedman Clinic Vail Cup. After more than 50 years, the Vail Cup has evolved into a fun series of on-hill events hosted by Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. Learn more at vailcup.com. The art exhibit by Tara Novak will continue this weekend at the Avon Public Library on Saturday and Sunday. She'll be there in person showing her Bigger Than Us series. Saturday night, there will be live music at Shakedown, the Gambit Bar, the Vail Chop House, Ein Prosit, Lodge at Vail, Red Lion, and King's Club at the Sonnenau. Sunday is game time. There will be a pre-Super Bowl sunrise skin at Vail Resort with Cynthia at Gravity House. And then there will be Super Bowl parties all over town. Gambit Bar, the Lodge at Vail, Altitude Bar and Grill, Decca and Bowl, and Chasing Rabbits will all be showing the big game. I hope you have a ton of fun this weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and always spread the good vibes. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TVA Instagram for more info. See you next time.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Dang, that is sweet. And boy, do we love Dang Sweets here. Kevin had a conversation with Dang Sweets and all that they have going on and just how delicious everything that they make is.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We always like to showcase new businesses in and around the valley and talk about what's going on as far as bringing new items to you out there, the consumer. And I am sitting here with Tim and Angela from Dang Sweets. And we've got a beautiful centerpiece on this table. Unbelievable. And you hand make all this.
Yes, we do.
Unbelievable. So tell me about Dang Sweets. How did you come up with the name?
So it was kind of just like a little game we were playing, and then during COVID, she started baking. She taught herself. She was staying home during the pandemic. I was working a lot down at Cut and Edwards, and she just started to bake, and then one day we came home and we're like, you know what, let's open a bakery.
Well, let's back up. Hold on. So you taught yourself during COVID the art of baking.
Yes, well, every time, like, I always liked to bake.
Right.
And whenever I got in the States, I didn't really speak English, so I ended up working in the kitchen, Alter Bistro. That's actually where we met. And I was working the line, and I'll always make something sweet, like a cupcake or something, and people will be like, oh my God, you're so talented. And I'm naive, so I believed it. So during COVID, because I had a lot of time and team was working, I was serving at the time, so I was laid off from work and staying at home. I'll bake a lot, and poor people from COD will have to eat all my desserts, which...
That's right.
Yeah.
So I wonder, I've been in there a couple times, and they all seem like they've gained weight.
A little bit. We had a lot of good desserts and a lot of, you're doing okay, you know? Just the encouragement.
It's a good test area to give it to those guys.
Definitely.
Well, these look absolutely beautiful, and to hear that you crafted your skill during COVID and you've come out to this. Now, doing this is an adventure in itself, but you're opening your own storefront at this point, which is a whole different adventure. Talk about that.
So basically, we started out of the commissary kitchen. We're super fortunate to work with Chef Simona and Mira at Lenona and Vail. They opened up their kitchens to us, just like the grandmother that the restaurant represents. And they let us work out of there. And then about the last year and a half, we started to get very, very busy. I think we did almost 30 weddings last summer alone.
Wow.
Probably 200-300 cakes over the course of the summer, as well as Vail's Farmers Market. And before we knew it, we're like, all right, it's time to leave our full-time jobs and just focus on baking.
Yeah.
And then we ended up signing a commercial lease over across from Walmart at Trail Creek, located right next to T-Mobile. And we hope to be open in the next couple weeks. And we're building out basically our dream cafe. As you've heard, she does have a little bit of an accent.
A little bit. I just picked up on, I thought, Tennessee, Kentucky,
Right?
no.
Texas.
Yeah.
So she's in the European-esque, and we traveled there a bit when we were dating and got married and everything. So for us, that taste of Europe is what we really miss. You know, we miss that coffee shop cafe where you can go in, read a book, hang out, eat some slices of cake or some tarts or some desserts that you normally don't see around here.
All right, so we know a little bit about Angela, how she got started, crafted her skills with baking to give us what we have in front of us. Tim, how about you? How did you kind of come up into the food business?
So I was born and raised in it. My parents used to manage a steakhouse back in upstate New York. So since I was a little kid, I was running around playing hide and go seek with the dishwashers type thing.
Yeah.
13, I started working a sandwich franchise, a Subway, basically to keep myself out of trouble on the weekends because my parents knew I would get myself into trouble like any teenage boy. Then after that, I ended up in culinary school. Since then, I've traveled around the country, around the world, basically cooking 18 different restaurants, from traditional Italian food to Mazzahisa here in Vail to basically high-end steak houses, everything like that, all over the country. And then when I met Angela, like she had said, we'd been in Terra Bistro cooking together. We ended up dating and falling in love and getting married. And then after one day, I was just like, you know, we have a lot of really good restaurants around here. A lot of people who do a lot of things really right, but we're missing that taste of like Europe. You know? So let's do what's smart, and what if we think it's missing, we hope other people feel the same. You know.
Well, tell me about your demographic and who you're going to market for, because obviously with a storefront, you're going to have a walk-in business into this beautiful cafe that you're building out. But how about from a corporate? Do you have any hotels or anybody else that's buying some of your items?
So we actually do have a partnership with Rocky Mountain Taco out of Minturn.
Nice.
So they do carry our tres leches. We're going to start with some other desserts just to kind of see how it's going. They're awesome people. We get along really close with them. We like their young energy for the Valley. And then we do work with some local wedding planners, some restaurants and whatnot. But a lot of people tend to find us through basically referrals.
Yeah.
We have a really strong following. Like at the farmers market this last year, we sold out almost every week by 2 o'clock.
Wow.
In the afternoon, and it was like a lot of the people were the same people coming back. So
And that's
great.
That's a great marketing engine. You get people out there that are tasting it, trying it. It's like, oh my gosh, where are you located? So now you're going to be able to give them an address.
Exactly, and I mean, our big thing too is we want to stay close with our community. So like we take great pride. We do Jack's Place, the cancer hike up on Beaver Creek Mountain every year. So you'll find us up there. We try to help out our community. I mean, we do have a 1-year-old, so we're big on trying to make sure he's growing up in a good environment.
That is absolutely perfect. Beautiful story. Now, what's your anticipated finish date? I know construction and inspections, and trust me, I'm going through that. So where are you looking at when you're going to hang that "We're open" sign?
We're hoping before the end of the month. I mean, we're painting. Basically, our ovens and equipment should be installed by the end of the week. All of our water, everything's there. Our paint's going on the walls. We just got to put our decorating touch. And as you can see, our pastries are a little bit different than what most people might be used to.
Right.
I think basically the pot of choux on the table has the least amount of steps. The other ones have 5 to 6 components each. So we need a little bit of time to get ourselves prepped.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit of control freaks in our quality control.
Of course.
You'll see Angela and I mainly in the kitchen focused on the pastry. That's kind of how we've always been. And we like to see people's look when you hand something that looks like a cherry to somebody.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, I thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story, sharing your passion. I mean, that's what this valley is built on, is just passion. Mm-hmm. And it's so wonderful to hear that now you're opening up a store and to raise your son in and teach him the art of culinary, hopefully too.
Yeah, exactly. He loves it. I mean, he's always in the kitchen grabbing spatulas and playing with the whisks with us. I mean, we take him everywhere with us.
Yeah. He's one of the members at the farmers market. People came to see Teo.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. He's going to be a little celebrity there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just didn't bring him today. He started walking not too long ago, so he's climbing on everything. And, those pastries wouldn't be on the table still. There's a good chance. So it's the fun of a 1-year-old. I mean, he gets into the flour every once in a while, but I mean, that's the fun of growing up in a kitchen life.
Right. Well, thank you again for coming in and sharing your brick and mortar building. That beautiful cafe is going to go up over next to Walmart by where the T-Mobile and everything is over there. Yep. I can't wait. I know you're going to be so busy before your grand opening, but I hope to get you in before that so we can do a big announcement.
Awesome.
And get the community involved in there. But again, thank you for what you're doing here, your passion for the culinary and the pastries, but also for giving back to the community, because that's what it's about.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, it's Max with TVA Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tvavail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour of the Saturday morning edition on Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot. In the second hour, Covered Bridge Magazine, we love our partnership with them, and they get into the kitchen and make 2 delicious cocktails, especially if you are looking for inspiration for the big game tomorrow. So pay attention to those recipes. Plus, because it is still cold and the days are still short, just as you know, depression is real, especially when it is affected by the seasons. So let's make sure that we have that conversation, we pay attention to the signs, and learn how to best manage it. Hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Covered Bridge making cocktails in the kitchen. How is that for alliteration? They certainly do provide some interesting content, and we love our partnership with Covered Bridge. So let's take a look at the concoction that they're crafting.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, Editor-in-Chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine, and today we have the pleasure of working with Joe Newton. Joe Newton is a lead bartender at Root and Flower, a sister restaurant to Two Arrows. We're going to work today on a couple cocktails and give you guys a little bit of drinking beverages.
So, Joe, what is the first cocktail?
So the first cocktail we're going to be making today is one of our oldest, most classic cocktails at Root and Flower and Two Arrows. It's Smoking Bird.
Lovely.
So the Smoking Bird, it's a twist on an old classic, because of course a lot of our cocktails are, twists on classics. And we actually start with the Jungle Bird, which is an old classic gin cocktail. And then we move on and we actually substitute in tequila and mezcal for this.
This is exciting.
Great.
So the first cocktail we're going to be making today is called the Smoking Bird. It's an old classic Root and Flower cocktail that we've had on the menu for many years. Both Root and Flower and Two Arrows have had it on their menu over the years. And I want to share it with everybody. It's now off the menu at Root and Flower, but you can always come in and ask for it. So the Smoking Bird is a twist on the classic rum tiki cocktail called the Jungle Bird. So it uses normally rum, Campari, little lemon and lime, and some pineapple juice. So we're going to be kind of substituting in our favorites, mezcal and tequila. So
Perfect.
when we're building our cocktails at Root and Flower, we always like to measure everything. I always like to make sure that everything is consistent, tastes the same. Every bartender can make the same drink. Every drink is going to be that, same delicious taste that you always know. So for me, I always love to start with my cheapest ingredient, just because when we're behind the bar, we're moving so quickly. If for whatever reason I make a mistake along the way, I can then go back, fix it, correct it, or at the very least, throw out the cheapest ingredient.
Wow, that's an interesting
So this
way
is
to do it.
fresh squeezed lemon juice for our cocktail for the Smoking Bird. And then we have pineapple juice. Now we've experimented with a couple different styles of pineapple juice. We actually made a pineapple shrub at one point, but with the pineapple here, we're just using fresh Dole store-bought canned stuff. I've always found that this is the best of cocktails. So we had 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. We're actually going for a full 1.5 ounces of pineapple, because we want that pineapple. It's delicious. It's nice. It gives that acidity to the cocktail.
Very bright drink, it sounds like.
Bright drink. Now, at Root and Flower, we do love Campari, but we actually rather use Contrado. So we were at the distillery a couple years ago. It's up north in Canelli in Italy, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
I think that's one unique thing about Root and Flower. You guys actually travel, right, to learn about some of these liquors that you're using in your beverages.
Exactly. So we always like to do our staff trips. We do a staff trip once every 6 months. So last spring we were in Oaxaca, which was absolutely amazing, beautiful. We were able to experience, the agave plantations. So mezcal is very near and dear to our hearts here. So with this, this is why we love this drink. It has mezcal in it. We were able to actually meet some of the mezcaleros who make this mezcal. So we have that kind of personal touch, that personal connection to these guys.
How much are you pouring with the Contrado and the mezcal?
So with the Contrado, we're doing about 3/4 of an ounce.
Okay.
So I like to measure everything, but the joys of cocktails
is that you can always adjust it. So at Root and Flower, we like to come up with new cocktails. And we like to Mr. Potato Head on cocktails. So Mr. Potato Heading is the idea where we take one ingredient and substitute it for another. So this is the perfect example. So we are Mr. Potato Heading the rum in the original Jungle Bird for tequila and mezcal. Now, we like to blend, so we're doing an ounce each of mezcal and tequila straight into our small shaker tin.
Nice.
And so we like to blend the mezcal and tequila. Tequila itself is, fantastic and provides that delicious body to the cocktail. With the mezcal, though, we want that smokiness. But together, they provide just the perfect blend of the spirits that we need.
So that's where you get the smoking bird,
exactly,
rather than jungle bird.
Exactly. The smoking bird comes from that mezcal, and it's
awesome.
amazing. So,
Okay, so there's like 5 things in there so far.
we have everything ready to go in our shaker tin. I always like to grab my big tin. Now, at Root and Flower, we do a lot of cocktail classes.
Yeah, Root and Flower is in Vail Village, as is Two Arrows. And how often are these cocktail classes generally?
So our cocktail classes, we always, you're always welcome to book cocktail classes with Root and Flower. So myself or Jeremy will often take the cocktail classes. We also have wine classes and spirits classes. So you can come in, you get to taste through different spirits, taste through different cocktails, and then I'll actually show you all the kind of the bartender workings of what we do for cocktails, how we make cocktails and how you can make them at home.
I love it.
So like I said, here we have everything built. I always like to add my ice to the small tin, and then you pour one into the other, give it a little tap, and as you see, that always seals itself.
Wow.
We like to use these Boston shakers. It's a little easier than the cobbler shakers. So those 3-piece cobbler shakers I do love. They look beautiful on the back bar, but they're a little bit more problematic when you're working behind the bar.
Okay.
Understandable.
It's going to get loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
All right, so we're just going to shake, and you want to shake these cocktails, you want to shake them awake and not rock them to sleep. So,
Okay.
Get the elbows into it.
All right.
So I think I'm going to try to talk while Joe's shaking his drink. What's really cool about Root and Flower that I've noticed is it's like an education. So when I walk in there, I can talk to a bartender about, hey, I like mezcal, or hey, I like gin, and here's how I like my cocktails. And you guys kind of give me education on styles of gin, different styles of cocktails, and then you usually just whip me up a drink.
And that's it.
Which is a ton of fun.
Wow, look at that.
So we have been doing this for a long, long time here. And so I've been with Root and Flower for 6 years now. And the joy of Root and Flower, and what I love about it, is we have menus, but the best thing to do is just come in, ask for one of us bartenders, and we'll be able to ask you a couple questions, figure out what you're looking for. They might not be, direct questions about cocktails. And we'll come up with something unique, personalized for you.
And you guys do that for wine too, right?
We do.
That's awesome.
So we started life off as a wine bar. So we had, back in the day, 15 different glass pours. But of course, with cocktails becoming so popular nowadays, we were able to move into that space a little bit more. And we've just kind of grown our cocktail program. And we've been able to make delicious drinks.
That's just beautiful. So you
such as this.
fill it with ice to the top.
I always like to pour my drinks without the ice first and then top up the ice. Because when we're in a busy bar, I'll be pouring, if you pour the ice in first, the amount of times I've actually accidentally spilled the drink, it's bounced off the ice. That's why I do it. That's a very different kind of interesting things of doing bartending techniques.
Yeah, I noticed when you were making the drink, I used to pour it over the ice. But actually, you guys educated me on that. When you're making the cocktail, when you're building it, you don't put it on ice.
No.
You wait, right? Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, so we are always building our cocktails dry, just because if you have to walk away at any point and you're halfway through building that cocktail, if you've already started putting ice on it, it's going to start melting. You're going to lose that consistency. You're going to lose that. You're almost going to add too much dilution to the cocktail.
I see. Okay, that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm sure with the warm alcohol too and the cold ice,
exactly,
you melt it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're always building dry, and even with that, I can let that sit without ice, and then when it's ready to serve, I can add the ice, slide it across the bar.
That's just beautiful. What is that garnish,
Amen.
Joe?
So we like to use our dehydrated fruits here. Of course, it's a very trendy classic thing now with modern day bartenders and cocktail bars. Everyone's using dehydrated fruit. This is like almost an attempt to reduce waste. So I've been bartending now for 12 years. And when I first started, we'd be cutting something like 2 quarts worth of fresh lemons and limes every day. And if we weren't busy, we'd have to throw them out every day.
Right.
So this is just a better way of preserving those citrus fruits, allowing the drink to have something pretty to look at. And the final touch, I always like, is aromatic sprays. And this is almost recreating what the citrus would do.
Okay.
So we actually take oils, we'll take our lemon peels and infuse them into 151 Everclear vodka. And you can then just spray with this. It's almost like a perfume.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, it is.
So it's like an orange.
Lovely.
Smells
This
like
one's
fresh.
orange.
Wow.
So this will be shelf stable forever.
That's so great.
It's amazing.
And adds that just extra pop of the drink. I always believe every cocktail should have a citrus, the visual component, the aromatic component, and the obviously the taste component.
Well, yeah, definitely go see Joe, a lead bartender at Root and Flower, and he has cocktail classes. Root and Flower also has wine classes, spirit classes, sister bar and coffee house, 2 Arrows, pretty much a little bit across Vail Village is a great place to find other wonderful cocktails. So, Joe, thank you so much for coming today.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Great having
you. Good to be here.
Yeah, and thank you, everyone, for watching Covered Bridge on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
If one delicious drink is not enough for you when you are entertaining your friends and family, Covered Bridge is showing us another option to make for those cocktails to entertain and host. Let's take a look.
Hello and welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the director of partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine. Today we have Joe Newton back for another cocktail session here on TV8. I don't know if you guys have checked out the most recent issue of Covered Bridge, but we did feature 2 cocktails from Two Arrows. So Joe is with Root and Flower, which is a sister restaurant to Two Arrows, and he's going to bring us one of his new cocktails that's on the menu currently.
So Joe, which cocktail are you making for us today?
So today, this is actually Black Pearl. This is a special that comes and goes from the menu. So at Root and Flower, we always have our seasonal menus that we put out every year, but we're always really stoked to advertise, sell all our bartenders fresh creations, new cocktails on our chalkboard. And so every week, every day, we'll be changing it depending on ingredients and depending on the availability of what we have in stock.
Awesome.
So today we have the Black Pearl.
Okay.
Black Pearl was designed for a wedding last year. Black Pearl actually gets its name from one of my favorite cocktails in the classic repertoire of the bijou. So in French, bijou means jewel. And that refers to the gin, the chartreuse, and the sweet vermouth that makes up the cocktail. So the gin would be the diamond, the chartreuse would be the emerald, and then the sweet vermouth would be the ruby.
Wow.
So this is a jewel. So this one though, I call this Black Pearl. It builds on that in classic Root and Flower fashion, as many bartenders use the Mr. Potato Head theory. We've actually substituted out the gin for our favorite whiskey, Elijah Craig. So we're actually going to start off with 1.5 ounces of Elijah Craig.
Yeah, Root and Flower always does a great job of really hand-picking the spirits that you have on your shelves. Why Elijah Craig in this instance?
So Elijah Craig has, it's one of our favorite mixing whiskeys, and it's affordable, it's easily and readily available. It comes from the Heaven Hill Distillery, and the Heaven Hill Distillery has always been very supportive of Root and Flower and Two Arrows. We do get many of their high-end bourbons, which we absolutely love. So Elijah Craig would be their kind of go-to mixing whiskey.
Perfect.
And absolutely love it.
Great.
So, but building on the bijou idea and turning this into the Black Pearl, we are going to be going with chartreuse. Now, chartreuse is one of those spirits that is a little more difficult to find right now. So, fun little fact about chartreuse: it's made by monks in France, Benedictine monks, and there are only 3 people in the world who know the recipe. The head monk knows the whole recipe, and his 2 subordinates, his acolytes, they know half the recipe each. So if one of them was to pass away, they could still share it, still make this. Now, there is actually a little supply issue with chartreuse right now, so we are lucky to still be able to have that in right now.
Okay.
With the chartreuse, the Pope himself has told the monks to stop making so much chartreuse and get back to praying, get back to what you should be doing, which we respect. But it has meant that chartreuse has become a little harder to find. But like I said, luckily at Root and Flower, we still have plenty of chartreuse for everybody.
This cocktail wouldn't be the same without it, right? There's not really a substitute.
So chartreuse falls in the Genepae family. Genepae is the flower of wormwood. And you can find other Genepaes that are a little bit more simplistic. They don't have the complexity though that chartreuse does. So there is really no equal to chartreuse. And finally, my favorite thing, Amaro Chicharo. So Amaro Chicharo, I pretty much put in everything: coffee, cocktails, our espresso martinis, and we're doing 3/4 ounce of that. So we kind of modify this Negroni build a little bit from the classic 1-1-1 recipe, so where I put 1.5 ounces of the whiskey, 0.75 of the Amaro Chicharo and 0.75 of the chartreuse. Just balances a little bit more, lets that alcohol shine through a little brighter. And we're going to be building this in our stirring tin right now.
Okay.
So everything's ready to go. Bobby, if you could have the ice, please.
Absolutely. Here you are, Joe.
Thank you, Bobby. So, as this cocktail is all spirits, we're going to be stirring it. So
I noticed on the last segment you mentioned citrus, and that's why you were shaking it. So is that kind of like a typical rule? Like
it is.
Citrus shake, pure liquor stir.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all about texture. A lot of people will think that it's bruising the alcohol if you shake a martini, for example. But this is actually all about the texture of the cocktail itself. So with the juice, you want to shake it up really hard. You're actually aerating the cocktail. You're providing little micro bubbles that pop on your tongue as you taste it and just like brings the cocktail to life.
Okay.
But if we're just using spirits or sugar, we want to stir it. We want that silky smooth mouthfeel.
All right.
And that is why we stir this.
I always wondered. Thank you.
So when we're stirring, it's all about elegance. All about grace.
So you're not like breaking the cube at all. You're just really letting it wash over the liquor.
So I'm letting the spoon stir, and we're going to be stirring for about 20 seconds.
I was going to ask, is there a rule of thumb on how
it's
long
about
we should
40
stir?
times. And here's the other fun fact about the science. The things I like to teach at Root and Flower are if you were to shake a cocktail and stir a cocktail to completion, they would both be the same temperature and dilution, which is kind of crazy to think about because you think, oh, a shaken cocktail is going to be colder. But in fact, if you do stir a cocktail properly, it'll be the exact same temperature and dilution.
It's just about the texture then.
It's just about the texture.
Awesome.
So with this one, we're actually going to be pouring this on one of my favorites, the Big Rock.
Oh, look
So
at
at Root and Flower, we do have the crystal clear ice cubes.
You can see right through that thing.
So special machine actually creates these. So it's like freezing lake ice. So the only way to make clear ice like this is directional freezing. So when you're freezing water, think of a lake. When it freezes, it's going to freeze from the top down, and it's going to push all the impurities out.
Got it.
Which is what exactly happens here.
Wow.
And so it pushes all the impurities out, and you're left with this crystal clear block, which we then hand carve each one of these with a knife, very sharp knife. And it's it's my meditation for the day.
I like that.
That's great.
Well put.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
Look at that.
Really nice. Black Pearl, well named.
You can see that richness.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Dilution. We might have left it on the ice a little too long. And then for this one, I do like, so with our last segment, we had our orange sprays, but sometimes we like a little visual pop. So we'll take a fresh orange.
And you were just getting like the oils out of
We're
the...
expressing the oils over the glass. And I like to rub the orange peel around as well. Now at the bar, we like to make every drink look super pretty. So we actually have scissors at every station where we can quickly just cut each peel to be needed.
Gorgeous.
And then we have our cocktail right there.
Look at that. Well, yeah, definitely go see Joe, a lead bartender at Root and Flower, and he has cocktail classes. Root and Flower also has wine classes, spirit classes, sister bar and coffee house, Two Arrows, pretty much a little bit across Vail Village is a great place to find other wonderful cocktails. So Joe, thank you so much for coming today.
Oh, thank you guys.
It's great having
Thank
you.
you. Good to be here.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life Love Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. Love is in the air as we approach Valentine's Day. And I gotta tell you, ice skating in Vail Village is one of my favorite things to do. Wouldn't this be a fun date idea to celebrate your special day, whether you're with a partner, with a group of friends, or even solo, depending on how you like to celebrate? I've rounded up my top picks for the most unique and romantic ideas to celebrate Valentine's Day, no matter how you like to celebrate, because we all just want to love and be loved and have a little fun while we're at it.
Ice skating is always a good time, no matter what your age is. And Vail is home to 3 different ice skating rinks: Solaris Plaza, Arabelle at Vail Square, and indoor skating at Dobson Ice Arena. But if you're looking to step things up a little in the romance department, there's plenty of opportunity for that too.
What could be more romantic than a picnic in a winter wonderland?
Vail needs a unique experience that hasn't been offered before, and so those guests that have been coming for 20 or 30 years are excited for something new to do.
This is Pamela Davis. She's the owner and operator of Picnic Vail, and this is her first season offering winter picnics.
Winter picnics is just a whole new idea for Vail in general, and just so magical and cool, like being in a snow globe, you know, but warm.
Indeed, it felt surreal staring out at the winter sky from inside this cozy tent set up right next to Gore Creek. Pamela says it's been a hit with people so far.
The majority of our picnics are surprises for the other person. So, and it always goes really well. I mean, proposals, we get tons of proposals. We just had somebody get engaged last weekend.
If you book a winter picnic, you get a comfortable setup like this one, complete with a heater, a game, a Polaroid camera, and a charcuterie board from Pamela's other business, The Grazing Fox.
We do dessert boards and s'mores boards and meal board, just all kinds of different offerings. And we have a selection of things that you can take with you on adventure, like little boxes that have everything that a board has.
Pamela says making food this beautiful runs in her family.
I kind of blame just growing up with an artist for a mom, and then that meshed with, my background in food and restaurants, and it's just what we did at home. The joy of gathering and eating was a big deal. And so I think that's why it's such a celebration for me personally. To get together and eat is like just the best way to show love.
So celebrate with your loved ones. As the saying goes, food tastes better when you're with the ones you love. When it comes to giving gifts for Valentine's Day, Hillary Magner, the owner of Squash Blossom, knows what she wants.
Always jewelry. Even though my husband says I own a whole jewelry store, there's nothing more special than somebody actually coming in and picking out a piece just for you and giving it to you. Hint, hint, Kevin.
She says it creates meaning and memories when someone picks out jewelry for you. And it's a form of expression.
It's wearable art.
The store's namesake Squash Blossom represents that.
This is what a squash blossom necklace is.
Native Americans have always celebrated their culture and artistry through their exquisite jewelry.
Chiefs used to wear them, and it's a very symbolic piece.
From rare gems to sterling silver studs, Squash Blossom has something for everyone, no matter what your price point is.
Diamonds are always good. Some great huggy hoops, or I would say like a pendant heart necklace. We do have men gifts, men necklaces, some bracelets. We even have a watch winder. We have a really cool designer, Carolina Bucci, that does these wish bracelets, and they're hand woven silk and 18 karat gold chain.
And if you want something that captures the spirit of Vail,
it's called a ski bunny. It's a ski bunny charm. It's the cutest little thing. They're all handmade in Vail, just carried at the Squash Blossom.
Hillary says although she loves Valentine's Day, you don't need to succumb to the pressure of a holiday to show your love for someone.
Love is something that you can celebrate at any time of the year. It doesn't always have to be around the Valentine's Day. It can just be any special moment to celebrate. And that's what I love jewelry, because it's something that celebrates retirement, love, happiness, any kind of special moment in life.
And in the end, we remember the moments, not the days. Whether you want to celebrate Valentine's Day for an entire day or an entire week, the Weston Riverfront in Avon has you covered. This is their couples massage room at the Spa Anjali.
You can schedule that couples massage. After the massage, you can get champagne and chocolates. We're also doing a pop-up special for the month of February, and it is a strawberry seed scrub. It's a polish for the skin, so it is high in vitamin C. It's going to leave the skin really hydrated. It has a luxurious body balm that we'll use to do for the massage after the scrub portion.
So after you get rubbed and scrubbed, you may want to open up those chakras with their special Valentine's Day yoga.
The chakra yoga class that is going to be on February 14th on Valentine's Day would be a great class for you to attend yourself for that self-care, or to do it as a couple together. It is a community-based yoga class, so 100% of the proceeds will go to Small Champions, a local nonprofit that we've partnered with for the month. We always do specialty yoga classes monthly, and we were just focusing on love and the heart center.
No doubt by then you'll have worked up an appetite. Located inside the hotel is Stoke and Rye, a restaurant by the award-winning chef Richard Sandoval. They'll be offering a Valentine's Day tasting menu.
It will be lobster tail with tenderloin, and then it'll be a really yummy, delicious, decadent chocolate dessert.
And if your love language involves gifts, there's plenty to choose from here at the boutique.
We have lots of skincare options, candles, we have scrubs, lots of clothing right now.
So make your appointments and your reservations, and may your Valentine's Day celebration be full of love. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, the days are short and the weather is cold, and oftentimes people are very much affected with how they feel. Our sister station in Park City talked with an expert about how to best manage seasonal depression. Let's take a look at that conversation.
Today I was going to talk a little bit about seasonal depression, and the reason I think it's very timely to begin talking about this is we're starting to see people, being a little bit more down and more blue around this time of the year. The seasons have changed, the days are getting shorter and shorter, and those are usually precipitants to developing a seasonal depression if you're predisposed to it at this time. Usually most people will experience depression or seasonal depression in primarily, January, February, March. But I see, at least up here in Park City, earlier and earlier, because we tend to have a pretty short fall and earlier winter than most parts of the country. And so people are already starting to say, I'm starting to kind of notice that I'm more down or blue, or I'm starting to kind of lose my energy and motivation. And so I just like to highlight seasonal depression as a true form of depression. It's not something that simply is going to be kind of mild and you can work through it. For some people, it's actually we need to kind of intervene and get some treatment started for them. Some of the warning signs for depression typically include, or they start with kind of lower moods. You'll notice lower energy, maybe struggles to focus, concentrate, maybe organize or plan things. Other things to think about, low motivation or just not wanting to get out and hang out with family or exercise or do the things that you used to typically enjoy. The other things to worry about is appetite. And I know, like for myself, around this time of year, I start craving kind of some of those more comfort homemade foods like pot roast and pot pies and things like that. And so usually, those are carbohydrate cravings, and that's something that we'll start seeing more often with people who are starting to struggle with some kind of maybe some seasonal blues or seasonal depression. I like to make sure people take those seasonal depression very seriously because it can lead to serious complications similar to any other kind of major depressive event. And that can include things like struggles to go to work or failure to be able to even go to school or even increased suicidal thoughts and those types of things. So the etiology of seasonal depression is not entirely known, but there's a lot of different theories out there. One of them being it's just related to the shortening of the days with less sunlight exposure. There's also, potential disruptions to the circadian rhythms, our natural sleep-wake cycle, when we're trying to get up and it's still dark outside. That's pretty hard on the system. And then we're staying, awake past, the time where it's dark. When we get home, it's already dark at 5, 6 o'clock, and we're supposed to stay up for another couple hours. And that's just really kind of hard on the system overall. The other theories that are out there are related to low vitamin D levels and just changes in our general routines, such as exercise and diet, And last but not least, the impact of holiday stress and how that plays a role in whether or not we start developing some depression, towards the end of fall and early winter months. The nice thing, though, about seasonal depression is there's some really interesting ways to go about treating it that are outside of our standard toolbox, at least from a psychiatrist standpoint. And I really love the idea of two different types of novel treatments. One is a light box therapy or light box treatment. The other one is called a dawn simulator. And they work a little bit differently. The dawn simulator actually will mimic dawn, even though it's dark outside. It'll slowly brighten up your room to full brightness right around the time that you want to get up. And this kind of helps ease us into waking up in the morning, which is really nice on our melatonin and our circadian rhythm production. In addition, the other type of treatment that I'll typically recommend would be something like a light box. And you can get these anywhere, and they're relatively inexpensive, but they can be extraordinarily beneficial. And basically they look a bit just like a box, and you want to sit fairly close to them. And you want to get a box that has about 10,000 lux of bright white light. And basically you get ready in the morning and just make sure the light is very close to your eye. You don't want to look into it, but you want it to be close enough where it's shining into your retina. And that kind of mimics the bright lights of the sun that we're looking for. And sometimes people will find the light box in and of itself useful. And some people like the dawn simulator. And the research is very conflicting on which one is better, but I think everybody is different. And so I will say, well, let's try one. If that works for you, great. If not, let's try the other. And there's other times, though, where you can actually do both. You can start off with the dawn simulator, wake up, and then go ahead and sit in front of your bright light for 20 to 30 minutes while you're getting ready. Some people find that having just to sit with the light is inconvenient. They like the fact that they're sleeping half the time when the dawn stimulators are on, so they don't have to do any work after that. But I usually tell people, find what works for you and start slowly, specifically with the bright white lights. You want to start maybe around 15 minutes a day and kind of slowly increase it to maybe 30 minutes. And even though it seems harmless, it is bright white light, and you do want to make sure you're talking to somebody, letting your psychiatrist know, therapist know, primary care doctor know, because there is some people are increased risk for maybe developing a little bit of irritability. So you want to be careful about it. It is powerful medicine, even though it's light therapy. So make sure you're letting other people know, your healthcare professionals know, that that's kind of the treatment that you're pursuing or engaging in to help treat some of your seasonal depression. So that's usually where I start when I see people who are kind of having a lot of seasonal issues. Some other things that I'll think about is vitamin D supplements. And you'll be surprised, even up here in Park City, where we get tons of sunlight during the summer months, I still find people have very low vitamin D levels. And I'm not sure why, because they really shouldn't up here. But I think, we do put on a lot of sunscreen to protect our skin, which I think is important. But we also have to make sure we're getting enough vitamin D. And oftentimes I'll recommend a vitamin D supplement, particularly in the winter months, for just about everybody. But anybody who has any kind of seasonal depression, I start them on a vitamin D supplement, usually around August, September, October. So those are the two main things I'll start considering for people with seasonal depression. If it starts to be kind of more mild or moderate and starts trending towards more severe, we might start thinking about some additional supplements, St. John's wort, SAMe, and even rhodiola. And I really like rhodiola around this time of year because it gives you a little bit of an energy boost, which we all kind of need a little energy when it's really dark outside for more than we'd like. So those are the main supplements I might consider. The other one would be something like melatonin, particularly if people are struggling with sleep. And there's two different ways to use melatonin. The first is kind of like we use any kind of sleep medication, is maybe a 3 to 5 milligrams, 30 to 60 minutes before we want to go to bed. But there's another way to use melatonin that helps mimic more of our circadian rhythms. And you want to take what we call a sub-therapeutic dose or a micro dose, even like a 0.5 milligrams or a milligram. And you can actually take that much earlier in the evening so that it mimics the natural pulse of melatonin. Because we have melatonin in our bodies, and its job is to pulse towards when we're trying to settle in for the evening, so shortly after dinner. And it's supposed to just help us bring more calm and relaxation and help us prepare for sleep. So those are the two different ways that you can actually use melatonin. Some people like to do both because it really helps them set the stage for just relaxation, but then also helping them to actually get to sleep if they're still struggling. Then lastly, one of the things that we sometimes will consider is an actual medication to help treat depression. We use the standard antidepressants just like any other depressive disorder. The nice thing about it is for seasonal depression, you only have to usually treat individuals for maybe 6 to 8 months out of the year, and there's other times where you can get them off of the medication. So if I know somebody already ahead of time has seasonal depression and it gets really bad, I might start an antidepressant on them sometime in September or October. And then usually by March, we can start kind of tapering it off. So they don't necessarily need it year round. Some people do, but I find that if you don't need it during those particular months, there's no reason to necessarily take it. So people always ask me, so who's at risk for developing seasonal depression? And we really don't quite know, but what I usually tell people is, make sure you're watching your kids and teens and college-age students because they're going through a lot of change during the holiday seasons in the fall, a lot of breaks, a lot of final exams, good stress from the holidays, but even good stress is, our bodies don't know the difference. Stress is stress. And so even though they're very excited about certain things, that is an additional stress for them. So I would just keep an eye on that. If you find they're more irritable, in the fall, if you find they don't want to hang out with their friends as much, they're like less social, or they're eating more, eating less, or struggling more with sleep, you might want to just, check in with them to see how they're doing. I think another group that's kind of higher risk are those individuals who don't have a lot of family support, especially around the holidays. And loneliness, isolation can definitely increase people's risk for just kind of feeling low anyway. And then you tack on the lack of sunlight and the change in circadian rhythms and maybe low vitamin D, and you're kind of setting yourself for maybe some seasonal depressive issues as well. And I also want to say people who are at risk are also anybody who kind of starts to change their regular routines. I think we're all used to being outside a lot in the summer, we're hanging out with friends, and then all of a sudden fall, winter hits, and we're hibernating, and we don't want to go out, and we stop exercising, and we start turning to maybe not the best food, and we're carbo loading all the time, or we're stressed because we're planning, all these great family, whether it's family vacations or trips or holidays, and it can all kind of add up. And so if you find you're continuously stressed or feeling down around certain times of the month, maybe it's not necessarily seasonal depression, but maybe it's just the added stress and burden of that can happen for people during the holiday season. And this type of the holiday season and, in combination with just, lack of, reduced sunlight and inavailability to kind of go outside and socialize like we used to. If you're really struggling, you're really hard to get out of bed, you're missing out on more than an hour or so of sleep. Obviously, if you're having suicidal thoughts or just thoughts of just not wanting to be alive anymore, or just not finding any joy in life or joy in things that you used to, then those are signs you really want to reach out to a mental health professional and see what you can do. And maybe start thinking about some of these solutions that we've discussed.
Show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This weekend, we have a guided snowshoe tour Saturday, February 10th at the Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain at 10:30 a.m. This is a free guided snowshoe tour with a naturalist where you take an educational tour through the forest atop Vail Mountain. Learn about winter ecology and wild animals and be prepared for snow. Check out walkingmountains.org for more info on this event and many others. We also have the Meadow Mountain Skimo Race Saturday morning at Meadow Mountain in Minturn. You can learn more at vailrec.com. Also on Saturday morning is the 2024 Stedman Clinic Vail Cup. After more than 50 years, the Vail Cup has evolved into a fun series of on-hill events hosted by Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. Learn more at vailcup.com. The art exhibit by Tara Novak will continue this weekend at the Avon Public Library on Saturday and Sunday. She'll be there in person showing her Bigger Than Us series. Saturday night, there will be live music at Shakedown, the Gambit Bar, the Vail Chop House, Ein Prosit, Lodge at Vail, Red Lion, and King's Club at the Sonnenalp. Sunday is game time. There will be a pre-Super Bowl sunrise skin at Vail Resort with Cynthia at Gravity House. And then there will be Super Bowl parties all over town. Gambit Bar, the Lodge at Vail, Altitude Bar and Grill, Decca and Bowl, and Chasing Rabbits will all be showing the big game. I hope you have a ton of fun this weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and always spread the good vibes. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV Instagram for more info. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, it has been quite an interesting smorgasbord of conversations on this Saturday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm Kimberly Pro, and thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall.